You gotta show me that. You gotta show me where there's a covenant going to these people.
Hey, what's good, Zariah, man? What's up? Get your ass up. Oh, man, you always be tripping. What's going on, man?
What's good, Red?
Hey, man, they was clowning you at work today, man. So? I mean, we watched the video a couple times, but we really couldn't tell if it was you.
Yo, how's your eye?
Oh, it's cool. God damn!
What's up, Rock? What's up, Rock? Yo, let me get one of them flyers, man. Man, I ain't giving you shit. You better get the hell out of here before Cat Pop come out here. Man, come on, man. Why you gotta be like that, man? I'm trying to come to class, man. Why you acting crazy?
Man, you need to go do that.
Man, I ain't giving him shit.
Man, what? Man, you ain't gonna give me shit. We need brothers to come to class.
Damn, man. Ite me yato me tararo tato. Man, you fucking racist, man. Give me this goddamn flyer, man. You acting crazy, home.
Man, fuck you.
Oh, shit. Tebow, nigga.
What? Who?
Tebow.
Oh, damn, I ain't been to class in a minute. Shit. Oh, shit.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Red? Thanks for the bike. What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing. I thought you already collected the tires.
I did, but I want Red's 10%.
Stall him out.
What's up, Red? What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing, man.
Oh, yeah. You got something.
I ain't got. Hey, man, that's messed up, man.
Shut your ass up or I knock your ass out.
Yo, Tebow, man, that's messed up, man. Give him his money back.
What money?
You right, man. The money.
Hey, man, why ain't y'all help me?
Yeah, man, I paid my tithes.
Man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would've helped y'all. What about the time he took the tires from me in Zariah's backyard? Oh, that was different.
Man, let's jump him.
Man, sit your ass down, man.
Man, I got mind control over Tebow. When he here, I pay my tithes. But when he leave, I pay my tithes.
Man, damn, man. I should have just paid my tithes, man.
Man, that nigga gonna cry in the car.
He should have paid his tithes.
Shit, real shit.
This shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive. 12 rounds hit hard, and this shit gon' go the distance. Way to exit cool, but wait till you see the interest. Know that we them niggas when we walk inside the entrance. Put me as the GOAT, you should be honored to get a mention. All my clips is standard, but I still get extensions. Switch on the big 30, sound like when it's spitting. Album so hot, I had to give them an extension. One West till they bury me. Yeah, that's the commitment. Don't trust the soul, niggas purring or they hit this shit. What I speak is the
What's up,
truth.
y'all?
I don't care if it's offensive.
What's up, Red?
Life that I chose, no turning
Thanks
back
for the bike.
in this. They don't understand.
You got on my ties,
so
homie.
tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them.
God damn, man.
Shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive.
God
Life
damn.
that I chose, no turning back. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness.
Tebow,
Rain on them.
nigga.
Tebow.
Tebow.
So you know this endless. I'm solidified and stamped. That's why I walk with a signet. Build
I wanna
it from
do-
the ground up.
Salaya,
Did it
what
all
was
Good.
independent.
Be like,
Don't
man,
shit
that's
my
fucked up. If it was
business.
y'all, I would've helped y'all.
All right, word.
They say I walk
Man, that's
around
fucked
like
up. If it was y'all, I would've helped y'all.
Blameless. And if you ain't the same, I'm against it. Was born with the shit. The other half, I'm just gifted. 20 on me.
I'ma keep it 55 straight. Shout out ISUPK.
Let's go ahead. His watchmen are blind. His watchmen are what? Blind. His watchmen are what? Blind.
That's what need to be. That's what need to be happening. There need to be more black women loving their husbands.
Religion, if you serve any religion, you're serving another God. The word religlia is the Latin word that means to separate or divide. That's the root word of the word religion. Now, if you serve any religion that's not in the Bible, you're serving another God. There's no religion in the Bible.
It's that nonsense. And that's why he raising up his priests and prophets here in the ISUPK. Shout out ISUPK. Classes all week, 7, 5, 9 p.m. The brothers dropping that knowledge. Get in class. No excuses. Don't see no motherfucking customer.
All right, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. This is tonight's class is Thursday night scripture breakdown class. I'm Officer 5000 Mataza Pod. We'll be holding down tonight's class. If there's any questions in the classroom, you already know, man. We just raise your hand. We can get it. You want to make a statement, chime in, raise your hand. Let's get it. And if anybody has any questions in the chat, there's any questions in the chat, go ahead and type them in. And then Lord Allah will go ahead and get it. So we talking about separation tonight and how important separation is. I mean, you would think we wouldn't have to come in here and talk about separation with all the stuff that happens between with black people. But nevertheless, we have to talk about separation because when things happen to black people, it makes us love the oppressor more. I don't know why it has that effect on us, but it's like the minute you get beat upside your head or the minute, a black kid is getting killed or something like that, then we find a way to love them more. We'll come out and say, hey, this is wrong. Look at what they're doing to us. This is going on, that's going on. And then you'll have somebody that'll get on, cross the line and do a 2-hour debate on why we should accept the oppressor, why, God accepts them and loves them and we should love them. And that's horrible. Right? Oh, Salaki. Yarakar, what's going on, Yarakar? So we'll start off with Isaiah, man. Let's go to Isaiah. And of course, if anybody wants to chime in or bring anything out, Thashiyam, if I do want to get that story that you had. You know what I mean? Because that helps solidify the point on why we need to separate. We were talking about the Trinity. I mean, I was watching a debate, and Christianity almost done too. You like the way they try to explain the Trinity and just Christianity, period, is not working no more. It's not working no more. It's people starting to see through that. Right. The only leg a lot of these religions have to stand on is black legs. Like if it wasn't black people in the forefront doing all the debates and all that stuff, then they wouldn't have no legs to stand on. They'll start turning on each other. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever you think is. Oh, that's good too. The concentration. That's good too. But what I seen, because I'm gonna tell you what I seen. I seen how y'all remember the dude James White, right? Y'all remember he was the one that debated the dude from GLCC, and he had the dude from GLCC looking like this, because the dude tried to step away from the Bible and try to go into Esau's realm, into what Esau believes is scholarship, and he started getting his ass handed to him instead of sticking to the script, sticking to what's been taught. Remember, that dude was in this school. That dude, Ricard Shiar, was in this school. Yes. You got it.
Okay. Before I came into the school, right,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching debates.
Yeah.
And I was watching Captain Tazariak. I was just watching all these debates.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, wow. Okay. So an Israelite can't lose a debate.
Uh-huh. Hey, ain't no way we can lose, right?
That's what I was saying though.
Uh-huh.
I was like, look at that.
That's funny.
I was like, before I came to the truth, I was like, okay, all right. So watching all the debates, I was like, Israelites can't lose a debate.
Right.
They just can't lose a debate because they're using the Bible. Until I saw that.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. He smashed Bull.
He smashed him.
Made him look stupid.
Made him look really stupid he didn't have to look stupid.
No, he didn't.
He didn't have to look stupid. You know what? All he had to do was stay staunch on what he'd been taught and not try to accept white people.
Right.
That's it.
That was crazy.
But because remember they allow Edomites to come into their Passover, then remember, if I could, he's not going to go as hard as he could, or he should. He's not going to go as hard as he should go, because he feels like these people can come in, and because of that, and remember, right after that happened, because we all watched that. I think every Israelite watched that, because right after that happened, everybody started making videos, right? But even Commander General Yohana chimed in.
Right.
Y'all remember when he chimed in? And he chimed in and said, I told him, don't leave here trying to bring these other nations in. And that's going to be the demise of you. And look what happened. You brought these people in, and then now you got one of them tearing your ass out the, Salakia for my language, tearing your behind out the frame. He relentless. He telling you don't know Hebrew and all this kind of stuff. I teach it.
I said, damn.
I said, oh wait. You letting the devil get a one up on you. And this is the reason why you don't prefer them over yourself. You don't prefer them. You don't prefer them. Then when you're around them, you teaching them everything that's good to us. Ain't that what the scriptures say? We teach them how to destroy us. I believe that's the scripture. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but we teach them how to destroy us. Right? Isaiah 13 and 14. Whoever got it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 14.
If you could do 9 first.
Sir.
Water.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
What is thy beloved more than another beloved?
Hold on. 13 and 9?
Isaiah 13 and 9.
Okay. Mine say, behold, the day of the Lord cometh. That's what you got?
Oh, snap. Let's see.
That might be the New King James Version.
Nah, sir, with it.
No, fuck with it.
Salakia, sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
Right, the day of the Lord is coming. It's not going to be a pleasant time. Right, when the day of the Lord comes, it's going to be cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. It's not going to be some we just waiting, and when the Lord comes, it's going to be sprinkles and stuff. No, it's not that. It's going to be a rough time. All right, go ahead.
To lay the land desolate.
The land is going to be laid what?
Desolate.
Go ahead.
And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Man, where do Christians get off teaching that God hates the sin, not the sinner? It specifically says that the sinner is going to be destroyed, not the sin. You know what I mean? Not the eating of the pork is going to be destroyed, but you will be destroyed for eating that pork. Right? Can you drop down to 14?
Sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 14. And it shall be as the chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Right. This is how that time is going to be, where everybody's going to join up with their own people. You're not going to know who to trust. So why would we okay, we're so divided here. If this happened right now, right, and everybody started to try to go in their own lands, we wouldn't know where to go. Half of us we'll be trying to we'll be trying to stay. Some of us will try to stay to America. Some of us might try to walk here or go there. And then we're going to get a rude awakening when these people shut the doors on us. They're going to be like, nah.
Right.
And we're going to be wandering again. No home. Looking at each other like, I'll be damned. Those Israelites was right.
The other day, Israelite, a fake Israelite, trying to tell us that we got to go to Africa because majority of Israelites, the most Israelites, is in Africa.
That's I've heard that before. You know what that is? That's you running.
Right.
That's a nigga running. That's what that is. The majority of Israelites is right here.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Where we're at, even if the majority was there, I'm not going to leave here. I'm not going to leave y'all here to try to run there and try to figure out who's an Israelite and who's not an Israelite.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
And I seen somebody do that. No, you go ahead. You can finish it.
No, I was just going to say, and that's what I asked him. I said, well, how would you know the difference between an African and an Israelite?
You don't. You ain't going to know. I seen a dude, right? And this dude, I can't remember what group I used to see him a lot on different videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was Jamaican. I believe he was Benjamin, but who knows, man? Maybe he was African the whole time. Who knows? But he went to Africa and he started a school in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And they were showing like a high holy day or something that they was doing over there. And those was African women serving that food.
Right.
Those was African women and African men in that place. Those was not Israelites. So he left the place where he know his people are struggling, where he know his people are, and he left there to go try to proselytize. Proselytize some goddamn Hamites. Right? Because he wants I'm good. Nah, my nose ain't running. Nah, it's not running, it's getting stuffy. I don't know if it's a smoke. I'm sorry though. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what he did. He went and he left the place where he know his people need him, and he went to a whole new set of people where you don't even know if they Israelites, man. But because you might like African women, or because you don't see value in black man, but you see value in the African black man, that's why you go over there. But there's going to come a time when every man shall turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. This is going to happen. We have seen the track record of the Bible. And we've seen that these prophecies, no matter how much somebody try to debate you on the Bible being false or whatever, we can read this Bible and stuff that was written thousands of years ago come true now. And the only way that people can explain it was, oh no, because you read the Bible, it's like self-manifestation and this is no. It happened because it's true. Right. So there, like I said, there will come a time when every man is going to turn to his own people and everyone is going to flee to his own land. All right, we can drop that. I think this is what Zerai Bakar was bringing out one day. It was 2nd Ezra 6:54. If I could, Zerai Bakar.
Apocrypha.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a video. What time is it? Sorry, Christ. And that's that what he was talking about.
That was Punch.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
It's only 3
minutes. That's perfect. Devil's Punch Bowl.
You ready for that?
Yeah. I was just looking at something. All right, so we're gonna do 6 and 54. But if you could for me, Could you go up to 7?
Verse 7?
Yes. Water.
This is book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7.
What's going on, Parabah? Shalom.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Right, so y'all know Ezra's, right? Ezra's is asking questions. And he's asking questions to the angel, and the angel is answering questions for him, right? And so this is a question that he's asking. What shall be the parting asunder of the times, the changing of the times, or the splitting of the times, or when shall be the Salaki, go ahead.
Come. Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right, so he's asking a question. I'm pretty sure y'all already see what he's getting at, right?
Come.
Read on.
Verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right, so y'all already know Esau came out first, and according to the scripture, Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau, right? So he held the heel. Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right, so it says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. What does that mean, Zarabakar, if I could?
You know, through Esau, the world is going to be destroyed, and through Jacob, you know, basically it's going to be, you know, through Jacob, we're going to, like, I want to say like revive, but like the breath of life will come. You know what I mean? The earth is going to rejoice when we in rulership.
That is true. That is true. And so when you understand the word world, right, it's just the same as when you look up that word, you see that word has like 12 or 13 definitions. One of them being age of society.
Right.
So when Esau's world is, when his society, when his age is finished, then it will usher in ours, our kingdom. And when our kingdom comes, it's the final kingdom. Right. It's the final kingdom. It would never be another kingdom that rules over top of us or anything like that. So Esau is the end of this world. This world right here that we live in, this world that we love so much, this world has to fall.
Right.
This world has to be done with in order for a more righteous, well, not even more righteous. This ain't nothing righteous about this, but for a righteous kingdom to be ushered in, right?
Right.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. The hand of the man is between the heel. Salagi. Verse 10, the hand of man is betwixt or between the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra, asked thou not. And then he goes on to start asking more questions. And then we'll drop down to 54.
Come. Verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Right. So we all know that everybody. So this is one of the big tenets in Christianity is like Christ came and died for humanity. And nowhere in the Bible does it say that Christ came and died for humanity. And so what they do is, if y'all notice what's going on now is, as I'm starting to look at these so-called Christian scholars, I'm noticing that what they're doing is they're just rewrite they just keep rewriting a whole bunch of different versions. They just keep writing a whole bunch of new versions to make it say what they wanted to say, to give you the interpretations that they wanted to say, right? And what they're doing is they're just so then now it's like, so then now you got people who will be like, well, no, I subscribe to this this version. I'll subscribe to this version. I'll
Right,
subscribe
right.
to this one because it's telling you exactly what you want to hear in that. This one is telling you what you want to hear in this one, and vice versa. And nobody wants to go to that King James.
Nobody.
They be like, King James
I can't
who?
hardly read that. They always say, I can't hardly read that. I can't hardly read that. It's like it's not in English.
Then thou knowest. I can't hardly read that. Yes, you can.
Got it moving.
You know what the hell it say? Oh, it's moving. Okay, let me see. It's doing the tracking. Salagia, y'all give me a second.
You might need to talk to that thing again.
We already had that established. All right. What's going on, Hebrew?
Shalom, okay. Stop.
I forgot where we was at. Oh, 54, right?
Come on, sir.
Could you read that from the top again?
Come on. Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Of him come we all, right? Adam was made Lord. He was made Lord or master, right, of all thy creatures. Of him come we all. No, I'm through out of Hebrew. And so, like I said, that is a misconception in Christianity when, you hear, we all come from Adam, all that kind of stuff, right? But clearly right here, it says, yes, we all do come from Adam, but it's going to make a clear distinction between a group of people that come from Adam and everybody else, right? And I think this is like one of the things that is hard for Christians to grasp, because most Black Christians been taught one way their whole life, that even when you bring out a scripture, even we could be reading. Remember the other day when the brother was in here, we was reading Romans the 11th chapter, no, the 9th chapter, and we read how it was all about Israelites.
Yep.
All from chapter 1. I mean, verse 1 all the way down to 23 or 24 when we was reading, and then it said something about Jews and Gentiles or something. The brother was just jammed up. See, because it's showing his authority, brother. Let's first understand what this word Gentile means. Like, we've been conditioned to believe. You know what? We just been conditioned not to do research.
Right.
That's it. We've been conditioned to be lazy. Right. So, I mean, that's just basically what it boils down to, because I don't see, okay, if we'll read it, I think one of y'all brothers had read the definition of Gentiles. And they keep doing it again. Oh, I just got to stay in one spot. As soon as I start moving, right? It'll start this. And then I got to go and take the auto tracking off. All right, so I just got to stay in one spot. Hold on. I might let it zoom out a little bit. All right, so I forgot my point. So verse 54, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. Read on.
Okay. And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right, so there is a clear distinction. Right. Yes, everybody does come from Adam, but there's a clear distinction of the people who was chosen. Now, how do we all come from Adam? Because somebody had this question. It was like, how do we all come from Adam? How do we all come from Adam today? Anybody yet?
Through Noah and his sons.
Through Noah and his sons. Right? Because they'll be like, well, there was a flood. So how can we all come from Adam if, there was a flood? No, well, we all come from Adam because after the flood, Noah had his three sons. And then they, populated the earth or whatever. So that's how we all come from Adam. But there's still a group of people who the Lord chose. The Lord always had a group of people that he chose, that he was dealing with. And this is what Ezra is explaining, verse 55.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Right. Thou madest the world for our sakes, right? Not for everybody's sake. It's specific that it's for me, not you. It's for us. And we do not get the good. We get the crumbs of the earth. We don't get the good of the earth. Right? As of right now, it doesn't seem like it was made for our sakes.
Right.
Even though it was. It seems like it was made for Esau and their sakes. Seems like it was made for the Arabs' sake. And who else is prospering? Japanese sake. Chinese sake. Everybody's sake but our sake.
Right. Like don't China like own like most of Africa now or something like that that's going on?
Wow, they didn't move their way into Africa. They have their own all Africa. But the world was made for our sakes. Read on.
Come on, verse 56. As for the other people.
As for these other people, right? Right. So the people that was chosen, the world was made for their sakes or for our sakes, right? But then he's going to go and start to speak about these other people. Go ahead.
Which also come of Adam.
Uh-huh.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
That they are what?
That they are nothing.
Man, it's like this kind of stuff has never been like. If you read this, right? If you read this out on the street, then somebody will be like, "What's that little red book you hold? That's not the Bible." Y'all ever got that before? That's not the Bible. What's that little red book?
Right.
See, he got it sitting inside of it. He got it sitting inside of it. That's not the Bible. Right. That's another little book.
Slocky, sir. And that's when you call Isaiah 40 and 17.
That's it. Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. Matter of fact, take me to the book of what's that where you get to what'd you say? What's the one where it ends after it's like chapter 10 and 3? Esther. Where the rest of your Esther at? The rest of Esther is in the Apocrypha.
Right.
You can't finish the story. You will not finish the story. Because it ends. I remember seeing that one time. I was reading the book Esther. I said, damn, that ain't kind of weird. That was just Esther chapter 10 and verse 3. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell is the rest of it? I've never seen nothing else in like that. And that's because you have to pick this up, go to Esther, and then it goes verse 4, 5, 6, 7. So whoever took it out wrong. They didn't even split the book up right. They just ripped some pages out. Just ripped all the pages out and just put it somewhere else. Like, what you doing, man? And also, this is where the rest of our history. This is where the prophecy of Esau come into fruition. You know, the prophecy that he was given, or the blessing that he was given. This is where you start to see it come into fruition with the Greeks. All right. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, read on.
Come. That also come of Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think that people really hone in and understand how crazy what he's saying right there. He's saying that the other nations are like a drop in the bucket, spittle, like everything horrible. Yeah, everything horrible. Everything horrible, but yet we'll still try to salvage the spit. We'll scrape the spit off and try to doctor it up or something. I don't know what's wrong with us, right? And that's because we're compassionate. You know, okay, the traits that you see with black people, some of the things that you see, like as far as the compassion and stuff, that's what's going to be needed to rule the earth righteously. We're going to have that. Of course, we're still going to be ruling. Like, it's not going to be, of course, it's not going to be any compassion with Buddha. Like, you're not going to be worshiping that no more. I'm not going to have any compassion with that. I'm not going to have any compassion with, idol worship or anything like that. You know what I mean? But I might give you a glass of water on a hot day after you work 20 hours. Right. I give you a glass of water. I might have some compassion that way. It says, and liken them unto a vessel, the abundance of them, a drop that falleth from a vessel. And like the brother was saying, Matazi Allah, this is Ezra is just quoting Isaiah. This was written in the book of Isaiah. All right, read on.
Come, verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Right, we're being devoured. We're literally being devoured with the drugs that's being put in the community. We're being devoured with ideologies. I ain't never seen this many homosexual black men. Never. When I was in high school, I went to Wilmington High. Maybe 10 minutes away from here. 10, maybe 15 with the lights and stuff. It was one in my high school. And guess what? He used to get beat up because it wasn't accepted. That wasn't accepted. But because of how it's being pushed, you're starting to see a lot of people accepting it. A lot of people are accepting homosexuality, right, all the way up into the point where now I'm in class, right? And now they trying to teach me that I got to go into a room, and if this dude doesn't identify with being a man, I got to say Mrs. whatever. I said, hell no, I'm not saying that. And that sparks a debate in the classroom, because I said, I'm not going in there and calling no man no woman. I'm not doing it. I just won't say Mr. or Mrs. But if your last name is Thompson, right? You know what I mean? I'm not coming in there and saying, because that's the new thing now. You come in there and you say, Mr. Thompson, I'm such and such here to, whatever the hell you in the room to do. Right. And then now this piece of garbage can get offended and say, no, it's ma'am, it's Mrs. Hell, I'm not calling you that, man. I'm not calling you that. But the issue was, I was in class like, I'm not calling you that. I'm not doing it. And it goes against what I believe, whatever. I didn't go all off into, too much, but you know what I'm saying? It just goes against what I believe. I'm not going in there calling no man, no dude, ma'am. You know who supports it a lot though? Black women.
Right.
Black women. Yep. I'm sitting there like, shut the F up. You know what I mean? Y'all in here fighting for it. Like, oh yeah, well, I forgot half the stuff they were saying. I was tuning it out. All the way, so much so to where I think we talked about it maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know what I mean? And we just wasn't really getting nowhere. So I was like, so where was we at? So where was we at? Number 9. Right? And I looked at the teacher, and the teacher was looking at me, and I went like that to the teacher, and then she just started reading number 9. Just go ahead and bring this back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me use my officer skills. You know how we do in here, man. We know how to bring it back. Bring it back to the point. Let's just get back to answering these questions for this little quiz or whatever we're doing, because we're not getting nowhere.
Right.
But it just showed me that, Black women support it way too much. Like, it was, because remember, I'm not the only brother in the class. You know what I mean? It's a couple brothers in the class, and they looking at me like, but the sisters, man, will fight you tooth and nail. they will fight you tooth and nail to just accept stuff, and that's the reason why we in this predicament.
Right.
You cannot accept everything. Then that if the black woman continue to keep accepting it, then you ain't gonna have no black man.
Right.
You ain't gonna if you keep allowing the homosexuality to proliferate, then you ain't gonna have no black man. Well, you will. Well, you ain't gonna have no choice but to accept the multiple wife thing, because it ain't gonna be no more straight black men. Do you know, I'm reading in the nursing book, do you know the group with the highest rate of AIDS is black women? Heterosexual. How is heterosexual black women getting AIDS higher than anybody else? You got it. Gay men. That's why you having sex with gay men, whether you know he gay or not, whether you know he gay or whether you think he's straight, but he really on the down low. Because I'm in school, right? This dude. So now I moved on to my third semester, and we down to like 8 or 9 people. But my last semester, there was this homosexual dude in there, and we was in clinicals, right? And he said he'll F anything with 2 legs. He said he'll do it to a white man, white woman, whatever. I'm sitting here like, what's he talking about? Like, what is this conversation going on? What is my ears hearing? And he was just talking about how he will sleep with a woman. That's what I honed in on. Right. I know you do whatever else you'll do because you discussed it. You know what I mean? But my point is, I thought gay people was just, you just like a man. Right? Because he doesn't say I'm bisexual, he says I'm gay. He called himself a girl. I said, man, what are we doing here, man? I think I got too many morals to be up in this. Yeah. Hey, what are you doing here, man? He said, yeah, because I'm a girl that like. I said, man, what are we doing here, man? It's hard to accept that kind of stuff. But you remember, as far as me, I got to remember why I'm there. I'm there to just get this little degree and get the hell out of here. That was my problem that I had when I was in college before. Remember, I was making the dean's list, president's list, potential out this world. But I had a hard time accepting what they was teaching me. So I ended up dropping out. That's when I first came into the school. I think I've been in here maybe 7-8 seasons now. You know what I mean? 7-8 seasons, 7-8 Passover, something like that. And so now I understand what it's hitting for. The Lord gave me the skills and ability to go in there and pass a test. So I got the skill and ability to go in there and pass a test. Negro, get in there and pass the test and get out of there. Right. I ain't got time to be worrying about the politics. Right. So I understand that now, but Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And not even that. So there was a dude, like I said, the gay dude that was in there, and he was talking about how he'd just sleep with anything. But then we also had a man that had a sex change in there. And yeah, I'm sitting there like, man, you couldn't tell until somebody told you, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is horrible. And how we all knew, I'm like, wait a minute, something going on there. You already know something going on. There's something up. I can't put my finger on it, but something up. And then after the dude got the operation, he was showing all the girls in the class. And what do you think they was doing? Oh, it's so cute. It was only one girl that was in there like, what the fuck is Salakia, y'all, for my language. She was like, what the F is that? She was like, ew, you know what I mean? What the F is that? What did you just show me? I wish I would have never seen it. Like, she was like, I wish I would have never seen it. Like, she was like, that was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Like, she was not trying to condone it or make it like it's acceptable. She was like, what the hell did I just see? But when all the rest of the girls was trying to make this man feel like a woman now. That is... But nevertheless, they failed. We moved on. That's how the dynamics of the classroom is now. So it's down to 9 of us. Crazy, boy. What was we reading? Verse 57?
Yeah, we finished 57. We're on 58.
Okay.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 58. But we, thy people.
We who?
Thy people.
We, thy people. We're the Lord's people, right? He didn't say, everybody. He said we, thy people, right? The Lord's people. Go ahead.
Whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover.
Look, and that right there kills the whole Christ is God. They be like, see, he was the only begotten. What did this just say? Didn't the Lord call us his only begotten too?
Right.
He called us that. Didn't he say, he said, if you obey my voice, then I have said ye are gods. But Christianity falls apart because they try to make Christ seem like he was so much different than we are. Right? And Christ wasn't that much different than we are. He was a man, a black man, born the same way we was born. The difference between Christ is Christ came and got it right. He came and got it right. That's it. And he showed you, he left the blueprint. Like, okay, if he was half man, half God, then it would have been easy for him to do everything that he did. Right? Because the scripture, because you can't tempt God. You can try to tempt him with everything, and you wouldn't be able to do it. And Captain Katazai was so surgical. I was laughing, right, when I was watching that last debate. Y'all seen that last debate, Cross the Line? Where the dude was like, Christ is God with Pastor Mobley. And he says, okay, let me get this straight. He said, so Christ is God, right? Christ is Yahweh, because they call him, the Christians say Yahweh. So Christ is Yahweh. He said, yeah. He said, okay. He said, okay, Christ is God. So can God be tempted? He said, no, God can't be tempted. He said, was Christ tempted? The dude was like, well, see, because, because God can't be tempted. He can't be God if it's showing you that Christ was tempted. He can't be. You got it. Who is he praying to? So this is what they say. Okay, so this is why I say Christianity is done. Because they'll try to say that, so you got God, you got the Holy Spirit, and you got Christ. They all three are co-equally God. They all co-equally God, but Christ has a divine nature and a human nature. Yeah, it was very confusing. But his human nature is the one that was he's able to pull all this off, and their doctrine seems to make plenty of sense because he has a human nature and a divine nature. It's done. Religion is done. Y'all stick around. Don't leave the truth.
Right.
Don't go nowhere. You're going to see a lot of these brothers, man. A lot of these brothers who used to debate you. You're going to see brothers that used to debate you tooth and nail about Christianity and how everything that you believe is wrong. Those are going to be the same brothers that's flooding in here. One day they're going to realize one day that Christianity going to be shed. It was a little easier for me because I wasn't too far gone into Christianity. I didn't know anything about John. Like, I didn't even know what John 3:16 was when I came into the truth. I'm perfect for the truth. Right. You know what I mean? I'm perfect. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. Whatever you tell me, that's what it is.
Right.
I don't know nothing. It was hard for me at first to get past the then doubt, though. It's, this person begot this person 50 damn times. I'm like, man, I can't understand this. I can't get out of Genesis because too many people had too many people. But I remember it was a point in time where I was like, I pulled out a pen and I pulled out a highlighter. I said, "Nah, I want to know who having who now. I want to know who's having." It was, when I got to that point, then I knew that this was from. I wanted to know who had who and how it led down to me. It says, "But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands." Remember, we're given into the hands of the heathen. Right? Read on.
Verse 59. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
Mm-hmm.
How long shall this endure?
Now, somebody answer this question for Ezra. It says, if the world now be made for our sakes, like if the world was made for us, right? And we understand this, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? Most High in Christ, get a brother in. That's why we ain't earn it. We ain't earn it. It's just that simple. We didn't earn it. And then how do we earn it? I mean, it's just that simple.
Just that simple.
Literally that simple. Like once you get it, you got it. And these are the things, these are the very basic things, right? That this is what you're being taught in here. Never stray away from it. I don't care how strong somebody might be in the scriptures and pull a scripture that, ooh, damn, I ain't never read that before. You know what you know. You know the basics. And the milk, the milk. The milk will beat anything. The milk will beat anything all day long. You don't even need all that Mediterranean brainy stuff. Milk will bust a behind every single time. All right, if I can yeah, we finished that. Some of my Genesis was missing. They go from chapter 24 to 29. Let me check the scripture real quick. Y'all got any questions? We can go ahead and get them. Oh yeah, you got a video. So we got a video, right? We'll go ahead and play this video while I'm looking for the scripture. You got it. Hold on, Kwayash, want to go ahead?
So, yeah, it's Yahushua and then Yahweh, right? Am I getting that right?
Yahweh is the name of God.
Yahweh.
And then Christ's name is Yahushua.
So I had somebody ask me, how did Yahweh come about?
What you mean?
What was before him? Like, he had asked me, like, what was before him?
Nothing. If it was somebody before him, then it would be another God. It would be another God. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't, I can't explain how he came into existence. He just came, he's God. He came into existence. I don't ever don't try to get me to try to explain that. But like how he came into existence, but he wasn't created. That's, for one, that would be like Christianity, how God, the one God created another God, and then Islam, Allah prays to another God. Yeah, I remember my stepdad said that too one day. Who made him? If you play that game, you're going to go down the rabbit hole. Then you're going to say, well, who made him? Who made him? Who made him? Who made that one? Who made that one? And then now you just look like a weed smoker. Now you just look like somebody like, yeah, unicorns and yeah, nigga. Nah, damn that. We got more pressing issues. So you can always just tell us, sis, that, Yeah, can you give me one just to get the brother right? Because I know them scriptures, but he was specifically said who created. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can give her is, there's no God beside me. I am the Lord. There is no God beside me. That's basically how you answer that. And if she just don't accept the answer, she just don't accept the answer. You know, but that would be your answer, and then it is what it is. Then you come back with, so sis, is this going to get black people off drugs? How is this going to help? Yeah. That's what you follow it up with. You give her the scripture and then you ask her a question. Hey, so is this going to help black people get off drugs? Yeah. You on your blue letter? Oh, it's a couple. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Around here? Yeah, we got it. We got it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Blue Letter is going to be one of those. What do you say? Oh, Blue Letter is going to be one of those apps that it's a great app to have. It's a great app to have, that Blue Letter. Sometimes if I forget my Tanakh, I can just pull up the Blue Letter and I can still read my scriptures, my Hebrew scriptures. Mm-hmm. And that's what you do. Enter a keyword and they give you everything with them keywords. I'm not sure, but definitely now the brother gave you a couple of scriptures, and then that's what, like I said, that's what you follow it up with. People always ask us questions, and we'll just answer all of them. You know what I mean? And they'll shoot them all back to back to back to back. Sometimes just stop and ask them one. How is that question right there going to stop black kids from dying? It's not. We shouldn't be worrying about stuff like that. Dumb stuff anyway, like that. We should be worrying about how we can come together, what we need to do, what can work, what is going to help us change the path that we're on, right? Mm-hmm. Exodus, yeah. Can I get, since we was talking about Exodus 19 and 3?
Kind. Ready for it, sir?
You know what's crazy? People don't be asking me those type of questions. It's kind of like, you know how General Muhammad be like, sometimes people don't ask him certain things. Sometimes I guess it might be the people that I'm around. The people that I'm around won't ask me certain stuff. And then if they do ask me something, they usually try to kind of tread lightly for some reason. You know what I mean? Like as if I'm not approachable, but I'm approachable. I don't know why. They won't ask me certain stuff.
You said 19 and
3.
19 and 3. Okay. Exodus chapter 19 and verse 3. And Moses went up to the Most High, and the Lord called unto him.
If I could, Hebrew, could you start at 1? Salaki.
What kind of
yeah, the water.
Exodus chapter 19 and verse 1. Mm-hmm. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day into the wilderness of Sinai.
Right. So as the Israelites, remember, this is Exodus, this is us leaving out of the land of Egypt, right? So in the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land, Salaki, of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. So now we're in the wilderness. All right, go ahead.
For they were departed from Rephidim.
Uh-huh.
And they were come to the desert of Sinai,
uh-huh,
and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount.
Right. So now we're in the wilderness. We're the desert of Sinai, right? and we're camped at the mountain. So we're at like this mountain, the mountain that Moses is going to go up. We're camped at the mountain, right? Go ahead.
And Moses went up to the Most High, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bear you on eagles' wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me.
We shall be what?
A peculiar treasure unto me, above all people, for all the earth is mine.
Right. Now, I'm going to just stop you right there. It says, and Moses went up into the Lord, right? Moses went up to God, or Moses went up into the power, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. So Moses is getting he's getting commanded to tell us something, right? It says, ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bear you on eagle's wings. So how we was pretty much carried out of the land of Egypt and brought you unto myself, and we was brought to the Lord, right? Now therefore, if you will obey my voice, it's very simple. This is the theme. You ever hear Captain Tazariak say the Bible has like a river that flows through it, right? So this is that river, right? It's the same concept all the way through. Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure, right? And this treasure is a different type of treasure because it's peculiar, right? Can somebody give me that word real quick? Matter of fact, up there, I got my blue letters. So Exodus. Exodus 19 and 5. I got another app for the Quran like that. So I'll go through and I gotta remember that the Quran is on my tablet and I don't throw my damn tablet on the ground. I be ready to throw the damn book. Like, man, damn this book. I gotta remember that. It's not the book, it's my tablet I'm looking at. Peculiar, right? Yeah, it just said peculiar treasure. It got it as peculiar, feminine, passive.
The regular dictionary, if you want me to read peculiar in the regular dictionary.
Yeah, what you got?
Says strange or odd, unusual,
right?
Particular, special.
Right, special, right? And that's what I got here. A Strong's definition, 85459, jewel. Right, we're jewels to the Lord, right? Like something great, right? That you would like to adorn yourself with. That's like, I don't know one person who doesn't like their damn jewels, their jewelry, right? Peculiar treasure, proper, good, and special, like you just said, right? So we are special people to the Lord, and people try to take that away from us. Mataziala, they trying to take that away and trying to make us unspecial. They're trying to make us unspecial. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? And this is why our oppressors have to pay, because they're making us feel unspecial. Like, we actually believe this. We actually believe the SHIT. We believe that, everything that they told us about ourselves. So we believe the hype. So if they tell us like, okay, we drug dealers, we this, we that, we actually starting to feed into it and believe that that's us. When there's no bigger drug dealer or, a horrible person on earth than the oppressor.
We so unspecial, but they try to take our flavor and our zeal. Like, they copy, they take everything from us. Like,
demonize you at the same time while they doing it.
Demonize us at the same time.
Yeah. Your lips is big. The big lips, soup coolers. You got big lips, all while they getting Botox. The whole time now Now you got big lips, and that's the worst look in the world for a woman to have Botox. Like they lips be looking, them things be looking stupid, don't they? And now guess what? Black women getting Botox in their lips.
I don't even need it.
Chick, what is you doing? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yo, stay on my head too, man, because as you say that, I'm waiting to make that point. Nah. But you're right. Because she had got some type of braids. She had got like the French braids. They had got French braids. It's not braided over, it's braided under. The braid looked like it's under. And they attributed that to Kim Kardashian.
Sister's been doing that.
I'm like, golly, but that would only be too much like right to give black people the credit. Yeah, it's horrible. I seen somewhere where they were, or it might have been on the radio where they were saying Kim Kardashian's new dude, like cheating on her or something. Something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? I was, and I caught that part of the radio show. It's hard for me really to listen to the radio because if y'all know in the morning, the dude named I don't know.
Oh, he's hard.
It's hard for me to listen to it. I can't listen to it. And I can't listen to nobody calling talking about they want to get advice from mother. This is a whole man. It's like it. This is a whole dude. It's a dude. It's not no woman. Sick. And so it says we're a peculiar treasure to the Lord again, above all people. Above all people, for the earth is mine, right? Verse 6.
Verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests
and
a holy nation. Holy
nation, right? A holy nation. Meaning separate. Again, separate. We're a kingdom. If we obey the voice of the Most High, we'll be a kingdom of priests. Right? As of right now, we're not a kingdom of priests. We have a few priests and prophets up in here, but we're not a kingdom. Everybody ain't no damn priest. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So this is what the Lord had told Moses to convey to the children of Israel. So, all right, separation. We see that. We have a video. Thashiyam was talking about the Devil's Punch Bowl. It says, is there Mississippi or where was this at? This was in Mississippi. Natchez, Mississippi, right? And this is going to be an example, right? This is a visual example of why we should separate from the oppressor.
As the Civil War drew to a close, thus legitimately free individuals and escapees alike were captured and held in contraband camps, so named because as commodities, they were considered contraband by Union troops who had no qualms about perpetrating slavery for their own benefit. 3 such camps existed in the Devil's Punch Bowl area of Natchez. A massive exodus of former slaves from southern plantations trekked northward in hopes of reaching a location.
Yeah, I like this.
But embittered soldiers, resentful that the people considered property were now free, had other plans. Researcher Paula Westbrook, who has extensively studied Devil's Punch Bowl, noted, when the slaves were released from the plantations during the occupation, they overran Natchez, and the population went from about 10,000 to 120,000 overnight. Unable to grapple with an instant population swell, the city turned to Union troops still lingering after the war to devise a merciless, impenitent solution. So they decided to build an encampment for them at Devil's Punch Bowl, which they walled off and wouldn't let them out. Former director of Natchez City Cemetery, Don Estes, explained. Devil's Punch Bowl is so named for a cavernous bowl-shaped gulch walled off by treetop cliffs. It was the perfect place in the heart of nature for the army to enslave people and carry out their regime of torture. The men were forced to undergo heavy labor throughout the day while the women and children were simply locked up behind the walls. Every slave man, woman, and child was starved and kept in the worst of hygiene conditions. The slaves died of torture by starvation and exhaustion. After the slaves were dead, the soldiers kept their bodies to rot inside the camps. They never cleared or buried the bodies. Instead, they provided inmates with shovels to bury their slave brothers and sisters inside the camp. They were told to bury them where they dropped. Such conditions, along with the camp's location and climate of the region, contributed to the outbreak of several diseases that infected and killed the slaves. One of the major diseases contributing to the fatality was smallpox. Estes said of the concentration camp prisoners, they were begging to get out. Turn me loose and I'll go home back to the plantation, anywhere but there. Locals say human skeletons occasionally wash free from the location in times of heavy rains and flooding. Wild peach trees now dot the basin where human beings who believed they finally won freedom from slavery were tortured and died, and these peach trees are believed to be fertilized by their bodies. Like so much about the history of the United States, sadistic acts perpetrated by officials acting on behalf of the government have been deceitfully downplayed to lessen shame and facilitate collective memory loss. Whatever the full truth about Devil's Punch Bowl, it's a veritable guarantee no history book will be honest or thorough enough to shed light on the excruciating conditions similar to Nazi concentration camps. This is the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Black problems, black issues, past, present, and
Perfect for today's class and why we need to separate from the oppressor. We literally joined ourselves to the very man who created a situation for us called the Devil's Punch Bowl. God, hey, how can you forget about that? It looks like a horrible situation. That was the Holocaust right here in America. It's right after all of the atrocities and horribleness of slavery. This is right like the tail end of slavery. You had a lot of people that left it. What it was saying, if I got this right, y'all get me right, that a lot of brothers and sisters was supposedly free. They left the plantations, didn't have nowhere to go. They all ended up at this place, Natchez, Mississippi, which was the Devil's Punch Bowl. Ended up going from a population of a few thousand to 100 and something thousand. They didn't know what to do with the population there, so they called the Union troops, right, the government, to come in and do something. What did the government do? Build a wall around the damn thing and make us work. Put us right back in slavery. That's what I think I got the gist of it, is making you work again, and then working you to the bone, working you till you die. Just work you. Now we got 120,000 of y'all. When y'all die, it's just over with. So they just gonna keep you there, work you to you get whatever they can get from you, and then you die. They'll have you bury your own guy, have you bury your own brother, and then that's that. Now the only memory of that is if a brother happened to run across a book or something, or however you found it. It's the only way, because I've never known anything about Devil's Punch Bowl. Never heard it. It's still stuff I'm learning.
Like I said, it was an older gentleman that actually told me about it, and he was from Mississippi. Yeah. But one thing he was saying was, and I thought it was real heavy, and just like the video was showing, all of those bodies is still down there, and the trees, the peach trees, and all of the trees is being fertilized by all those bodies. That's crazy. And it came up because someone was talking about Hitler. Someone was talking about Hitler, and then that's when the gentleman was like, well, you know, it was a Holocaust way before that here. And that's what made me start looking it up. So it's crazy. So all of those bodies and everything is still there.
And I mean, even just okay, we can't act like the slave trade wasn't a Holocaust. Right. Wasn't they burning niggas? You know what Holocaust means? Somebody give me Holocaust. If I could, Survival Car got his phone out. So y'all know what Holocaust is, right? And they try to say that it's only conducive to them.
Ready?
You get it, whenever you're ready.
Holocaust. It's a Google definition. The first definition is it's a noun. It's the destruction or slaughter on a mass scale.
Destruction or slaughter on a mass scale.
Especially caused by fire or nuclear war.
Right. But it's still death. It's still, what was that first part? Death caused
on a mass scale.
On a mass scale. And then it says especially by fire and the other one. But it's still death on a large scale. It's a Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times they'll try to say, well, you know, because we was burned in the ovens, that's why. So you mean to tell me that all of the many times that y'all burnt us, that wasn't considered a Holocaust? Burning? Right. You got it. Roasted. Yeah, roasting you over top of you hanging, they cooking. Straight cooking. That's Holocaust. Not to mention, we got a book here somewhere that at the same time that was going on with them, we was in Germany too. In the concentration camps. It wasn't something that it's just our part of that history is allowed to be associated with that time in history. Because if that's their claim to fame, the Holocaust is their claim to fame. I still see signs right now. I drive on my way to the house, right? And it said a big billboard up there that says something about June 8th. I said, come on, y'all still trying to keep up this facade. still got it going. So we'll drop that. We was part of the Holocaust. This is actually a great video. I'm gonna do some more research on the Devil's Punch Bowl because I just want to know more about it on my own. You see how fertile that grass was over there? That grass was fertile as hell. Not only did the peaches look delicious, the grass, just the bushes look green. So you can grow anything over there. You really go through the bushes. Might be some Mexicans growing weed in there now.
Here you go.
It's a car. That's their rap. That's what they. Especially what Crab Bob say the Klan. Oh yeah, they hate Niggers. All right. So again, the Lord is saying that we're a peculiar nation. That He's choosing us to be above all nations, and all we have to do is just obey His voice, right? Follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and then we'll have everything that comes to us. But we can't get it without being separate, right? We're never going to get what the Lord has in store for us. Joined to everybody, right? Because how can you be joined to everybody and celebrate? How can you be joined to everybody and still give the Most High His respect? You can't serve two masters. Christianity, right? Christianity is a pagan religion. It has nothing to do. You know, the other day I said I had typed in. I said pagan holidays. This kind of off subject. The 7 top ones that came up, right, is Christmas, New Year's Day, Easter, Halloween, Labor Day, all the stuff that Christians celebrate. And then you're going to have a nerve to try to debate us about anything? I just said pagan holidays and everything that you do come up. Right, but we're the cult, right? We're the bad ones. We're wrong, right? Because we don't accept your pagan holidays, because we don't want to do that, right? But then we're made to look like that we hate. You know, that's the only way that anybody could try to come at us anyway. Say that we hate, but you can always defend that.
Not in the cult, but you gotta celebrate everything.
You do. You are in the cult. That's your culture. Cult is short for. That's people not understanding words. The hell, all cult is culture. This cult that you're in is the culture that y'all follow. Right. They call us a cult because we follow black culture.
Right.
But nobody say that the so-called Jews is in a cult because they're following black culture. They are literally following black culture. That's not everything that they do is not, it has nothing to do with the, except all that Talmud stuff that, that's them. But as far as them, saying that they're the Israelites and all that kind of stuff, they are trying to follow black culture. And nobody says that same thing to them. Put your hand up, or is it okay? Separation is the key. Oh, I got you. Man, we can't say nothing. All we can talk about is, I guess, Arabs and Christianity. Give me a.
Christianity is
because
they believe that there's more than one God in
Christianity. I mean, just even the tenets of it, just even what they believe. I don't care how you try to freak it like, oh, it's three and they co-equal, but it's still one. No. Y'all seen that? Y'all seen the old picture of the Trinity? Oh yeah. I showed it the last time. That three face, the three head. Yeah, that was the depiction of Christianity. A Edomite with three heads. That is horrible right there. That is horrible. And so because and that's how early Christians felt. That's what they felt about Christianity. That if I had to make a depiction of the Trinity, this is what it would look like. It would look like somebody is one person with three separate beings or whatever. Let me get we have to get us a website, man. We gotta get us a website, man, because we gotta be able to say what we need to say, right? So I'm gonna look into it too. But there's this website. It's called BitChute. And if somebody can look at BitChute, I think it's BICHUTE. Because I think BitChute is a coin, right? Something is a coin and something is a website. One is, yeah, it's BitChute. I'll have it for you on the next time. But it's a website, and we might have to pay, of course. But you can. It's not no. Them community guidelines where you got to watch what you're saying and all that, because I got it because the people that I like to watch that talk about the people that I can't talk about, that's where they going at to talk about it. So our videos would be, for us. The only thing is you got to go to BitChute to watch, to see that kind of, you know what I mean? You're going to have to go to BitChute, you know what I mean? But we're going to have to try something else, because this Facebook and Instagram and all that, they limited us. They limiting what we can do, and essentially limiting the truth.
Right.
You can't say we can only operate in a certain parameter. Now we can switch up how we say things too. You know what I'm saying? We can switch up how we say things to be able to operate within those parameters. It's just how sometimes you know how it is sometimes, y'all. You got to really be on it. You got to really work hard to try to change that the vernacular that we use. Because coming into the truth, I've always come into the truth, being able to say, to be able to talk a certain way, and then now all of a sudden it's like, no.
If I may, now I try to stick with words like oppressor, the words that are in the Bible,
generic,
in the Bible,
Yeah.
and I try to just stick with those words
Yeah.
because I can always refer back to I'm just reading the Bible
specifically, right?
Right.
That specifically, like, and then like, okay, and then like it's perfect with how General Hyman said it. It leaves it open to where one specific group can say, "Oh, he's talking to me. He's talking to me," even though I am, right? And that just goes to show you how powerful we are. How powerful we are to where you got to mask it under community guidelines, but really you're trying to shut down a section of social media, and that section is the black Hebrew Israelite. No, I'm not. All right, again. All right, let me get Ecclesiasticus 17 and 17. I'm not going to hold y'all. This would probably be my last scripture. It'll be pretty solid on how important it is to be separate. So I'll close it out with this one.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he has set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion.
Right. In the division of the nations, remember, the Lord divided up the nations, right? And each nation has their own ruler, right? Who rules over them. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion, right? We're the Lord's portion again, showing us that we don't belong to America. We don't belong to Great Britain. We don't belong to Jamaica. We don't belong to nobody but the Lord. We keep trying to have owners when we have, you know what I mean? The person that is owning us is speaking up and saying, yeah, that's my baby. I'll be the daddy, is the Lord. Everybody else like, those ain't my people. Those are slaves. That's this. You know what I mean? But the Lord is openly like, y'all are my portion. Y'all are my children. Y'all who I love. Go ahead. Deuteronomy, what's that? 17 and 14 and 17, 17 and 15? Deuteronomy 17 and 15 is going to solidify that for you. I'm going to have Kwayashwan, could you finish it out? Verse 18.
I'm going to 18 or?
Yeah, if I could.
Verse 18, Ecclesiastes chapter 17 and verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Whom, being his firstborn, he nourisheth and disciplined, and giving him the light of his dove, the light of his love doeth not forsake him.
Right, and whom being his firstborn, right? Again, calling us his firstborn, right? It's that is clearly separating, whether we want to separate from the other nations or not. The Lord's statements separate us from the other nations, right? Us being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline. That's what he nourishes us with, discipline. And that's what we lack. That's what we lack in the black community. We lack discipline. And we lack discipline because of the religions and the ideologies that we follow teaches us not to have any discipline. Teaches us that you can do whatever you want to. All right. and giving him the light of his love does not forsake him, right? So the love that the Lord has for us doesn't forsake us. Zariah Bakar, Deuteronomy 17 and 15 is what for you. So you know when we go to vote, we're doing what? When we vote, what are we doing? We're setting a king over top of us, right? The king here in America is not called a king, it's called a what? President. And that's what black people are doing. That's what we're doing. We're setting somebody else that is not our brother, somebody else from another nation that could give a damn about us. We're putting him in charge of us, right? And we're allowing him to make all the decisions for us, whether they're good or bad. So when we put that king in over top of us, we're allowing him to say, y'all can be homosexuals. We're allowing him to say you can do drugs. We're allowing him to tell us what's right and what's wrong. So you can go ahead and read that, Zariah Bakar.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Right. So you shall in no wise, in any wise, no way, no shape, no form, set a king over you. Read on.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
Right. So you can only set somebody over top of you if it's somebody that the Lord chooses. Now, do you think that the Lord is going to choose somebody to be over top of you that is not one from your nation? Right. Go ahead.
Khan. One from among thy brethren
Uh-huh.
shalt thou set king over thee.
Uh-huh. From among who?
Thy brethren.
Uh-huh.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
Thou mayest not set a who?
Stranger over thee.
Donald Trump is a stranger. Joe Biden is a stranger. Kamala Harris is a stranger. These people are strange people. Right? Remember the scripture that I read at camp the other day. It said that the Lord gave us over to this strange nation. You see what I'm saying? So this strange nation, the people of this strange nation are strange people.
Right.
Right. So you can't set a stranger above you. Right. You can only, and because I don't have my apocrypha, right? But you can go into Maccabees and how even in Maccabees they gave up. Hold on, how does it say? Like they voted for one man who would be in charge of everybody every year or every season, whatever the season was. And it talked about the Senate House and the representatives. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I know you don't. It's the same thing back then as it was today.
Right.
In Rome, they still had the Senate House,
right?
And they would vote for a president or vote for a king. It's the same thing today.
I gotta read those books.
So you can read that, right, and then read the scripture that say, "Learn not the way of the heathens." That government structure, the system that they have set up that works for the oppressor or works for Edomites, don't work for the Israelites. So there's a lot of different ways that you can work that. But I know that's in Maccabees. It's definitely in Maccabees. What is it? First Maccabees, chapter 8? Okay. Where it talked about the Senate House and how it was like 300 or 400 people in the Senate House. Damn near was, the number was right on, right spot on.
Wait, what's that crack?
Trying to get it real quick before I go off the Jones so we can type it in and give it to whoever's they might be looking for it too. So, but you solid with the Deuteronomy 17 and 15. We'll find this other one for you, man. We'll find this other one for you.
I'm gonna just read the whole book of niggas.
Where it was they gave over everything to like one person, and then the Senate House, it had the Senate House. Maybe I could just Google it. No, that's First Maccabees chapter 1, I think. But you know how it says the Senate House. KJV. First Maccabees 8 and 15. Right. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a Senate House. Right. That's what we have. The same the same government structure that we have today. We have the Senate House, but we also have the House of Representatives. And then it says wherein 320 men sat, and those 300 and something men, right, will be acting as Congress to set laws for everybody else. No, that government system don't work for us. That government system got black people sinning against the Lord, right? So with that being said, you solid, Zarabakar?
Kind of. I got it.
All right, you got it now. All right. You got to get right on there. Yeah, see? No voting. All right, with that being said, I'd like to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Zarabakar. What's that? That's something for the class? You come over here. I got you. Hold on, I'm gonna turn it. There we go. Hold on. Spin it. There we go.
I'm good.
Yeah, you solid.
All right. Shalom, Israel. We are the ISUPK, Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. This is your ISUPK security announcements. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'asherah means 10th in Hebrew. It means 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatever amount or any size bottle you would like to give.
I heard that.
Upcoming holy convocations. We got the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles on October 17th. I believe it's Monday. You having it down in Smyrna?
Yeah, come on. I believe so. I think so.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, but we definitely, the closing of it is Monday night. Stay tuned for where we're going to have it.
Yep. Just stay tuned where we're going to have it at in Delaware. With that being said, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. That being said, men of Israel, Mijel. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Mijel Shabbat, Mijel, Rock, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham, Yasha Matah, Sar. We're going to turn and face the sisters. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Sisters of Mijel. Men of Israel, Mijel Shabbat, Mijel, Rock, Yahweh Shamar Alatham by Hashem Yahushua, Yasha Matah. Class dismissed.